All your struggles, present, past, and future, will be meaningless. That since there's no hope, there's no reason to live. And so when I came here from the Philippines, I was 5 years old. And I was such a troublemaker that my dad had to tell me to not get to a fight my first day of school. So I go on my first day of school, didn't speak any English. So I got bullied for not speaking English. And some big dude, I would probably say he's like 6'4". Still remember his name. His name was Eric. Not this Eric. Not that, no, not Eric. I would beat you up. And he bullied me. He was pushing me against the fence. And all I could think of, my dad said, do not get into fight before I take school. Cool. I go home and tell my dad, I said, what did you do? I said, nothing. Right? And some of your dad's like, what kind of dad is this, right? The second day, same thing. And I punched him in the face. My dad said, why'd you do that? Dad, it's not the first day of school anymore. That's the kind of kid I was. And growing up, did a lot of stealing from G.I. Joes and Montgomery Wards. Who remembers Montgomery Wards? You're old. I remember too, so I'm putting you by category, right? So Montgomery Wards, got caught stealing, and then eventually stopped fighting because I got into sports. But still, even though I got into sports, I almost got killed my summer between 7th and 8th grade by getting jumped by 6 gangsters in Daly City. Then fast forward to my junior year in high school, I get jumped by 3 big dudes. When I say 3 big dudes, I mean 3 Samoan dudes, right? And then stayed away from drugs. I did some drinking. I was forced to drink when I was younger, and then I started to enjoy it when I was high school, so did a lot of drinking, stayed away from drugs. But then fast forward, I graduated, I started experimenting with drugs, and also by stealing went from G.I. Joes to cars, right? So I had to up my game since I'm older. And then by the time I was 19, I had my first son, Darian, and I thought my world was going to change for the better, but 10 months later, I tried to commit suicide. And then fast forward to my second son, Nathaniel, in 2001, I thought my world was going to get better, but I still felt hopeless with all the things I was going through, and I tried to commit suicide again. And between them and having my wonderful wife here, I was just full of hopelessness because of the things that I was going through. And I tried once again, 3 times again, 4 times again, 5 times again, just to end my life because I was hopeless. Then I get married to an angel that literally fell from heaven. Did it hurt, honey? I don't know what's got away, but y'all laugh, so y'all took it. I have hope now. 2 kids, wonderful wife. But then I got deep into meth. I got deep into gambling, and where people are coming after me to get me because of my debt. And to the point where my wife was ready to leave me August 9, 2006. And then that was it, because she was my hope. She was my savior. But my savior and my hope was ready to leave me. So August 9, 2006, I decided to plan my suicide attempt once again. This time I wouldn't be successful. But instead, by this time, I was an atheist. But for some reason, I looked up in the sky and I said, God, if you're there, please change me. I don't want to hurt myself or anyone anymore. Please change me. As soon as I said that, I felt this peace just run through my body. I didn't know what it was. But God spoke to my heart that day. He said, Arnaldo, I've always been here. As long as you put me first in your life, and you'll be okay. Amen. I'm like, okay. I ran upstairs after just verbally abusing my wife, taking my samurai sword. I don't know why. I'm Asian, so I got samurai sword. And you kind of have one if you're Asian, right? And I'm stabbing the ceiling, punching walls through the wall, punching holes through the wall. And I run upstairs, and my wife looked in my eyes and saw a different person. I still didn't know what it was. So God said, put him first. I go, which God? I grew up Catholic, so I went back to the Catholic Church. Mormons around my house, I invited them to my house to teach me about God. My kids' mother's background, Jehovah's Witness, so I learned about Jehovah's Witness. I had friends that were Scientologists, so I learned about Scientologists. I had a lot of friends who was Buddhists, so I learned about Buddhism. There was Muslim as Jews, so I studied about that. Anything had the word God, I was searching for. Because God said, put him first. 6 months passed. By the way, 8 days after I prayed that prayer, I stopped smoking, drinking, meth. My major anger went away, a whole bunch of stuff 8 days later. I said, God has to be real if he did that without me doing any rehab. 6 months later, went to Church of the Highlands in San Bruno. And pastor handed me a Bible and says, read the Gospel of John. And through the Gospel of John, that's when I realized that the God that I've been looking for was Jesus Christ. The person who lived a perfect life,